That's it. So simple. See, you don't need to win. All you need is your opponent to lose. Hey yo, how's it going everyone? Entropy here today with another video. Today we're actually going to be doing a deck profile. Surprisingly not from any of the new support. If you are interested in gears, for example, go check out my JP. I don't actually have anything ready to go on global yet. I'm still working on getting some pieces, but I've been playing with a lot of stuff. Hopefully grinding some chronos so I can do a gear on global as well. So look forward to that. But for today, I want to showcase a little secret weapon I've been bringing on ladder to bully some noobs. Now, this is going to be a deck that I didn't showcase during the Legion era where it did come out. But honestly, I do think that it's in a much better position right now than before. Simply because a lot of people are blindly striding without using something we call reading. Because reading is hard after all. So, without further ado, let's go into the deck, see how it punishes noobs, and get to some gameplay. So of course, we have some beautiful UI from the new G era, so gotta take that all in. But the deck that I want to showcase today is the better delete mechanic, we call it, Paralyze. Now, why is it better delete? Well, first of all, delete is a new mechanic that Link Joker brought with deleters in set 21. What it did was it turns your opponent's Vanguard's power to 0, it loses all its skills, and in order to undelete, you either had to wait for the turn, or you had to discard one and re-ride. Now, unfortunately, in the G era, we have a new mechanic called Stride, which, by the plot, was a hard counter against delete. Here's the thing though, Paralyze, even though maybe it's less superior to delete in the sense that it doesn't turn your opponent's power to 0, it keeps your opponent in rest position, and when your opponent strides, they are stuck in rest position. So hopefully we can catch some noobs in the gameplay, and with better delete now that we're in G. So starting off with the deck, we are going to be playing 4 of the Machining Warsicle. This is the LB4 triple rare. When this attacks a Vanguard, LB4, Counterblast 2 to paralyze your opponent's Vanguard, and if they want to re-ride, they have to discard 1 to re-ride. Next, when placed, Counterblast 1 to call 2 Machining Rearguards from your soul as rest, and in addition, Vanguard Rearguard when your opponent's this unit can ignore intercepts that are paralyzed when attacking. Last skill used rarely, but the second skill is really great when you have to go into Warsicle first. You know, the thing is you can superior call those unit, and then you can still stride, right? So you can still plus off that. And of course, the first skill is amazing to punish those players that just don't really know, you know, the Menace that is paralyzed. Speaking of paralyzed, of course, we have another way with the Legion support. We have Machining Tarantula MK2. Vanguard circle once per turn. When your draft check reveals the card of the same card name as your Vanguard, which is either the leader or the mate. If you're in Legion, Counterblast 1 to paralyze one of your opponent's Vanguards. So still really good. Doesn't force your opponent to discard when they re-ride, but in order to re-ride, well, they would still need to minus themselves and then pay the cost for stride. So it's still better delete. In addition, Vanguard Circle Soul Blast 2 to paralyze one of your opponent's rearguards. You can paralyze your opponent's back row and set up for your other place and set up your drop zone for your Legion. So that's really nice. And lastly, we play 1 of the Machining Scorpion MK2. This used to be the main grade 3 for the Legion base deck, but right now I'm focusing heavily on consistency with Paralyze to bully the scrubs. And this card's still really good, helps you pull out your board, but it does require, you know, Persona Blasting. And I'm not a big fan of this unit, honestly, but it was great in the Legion era. It was your main grade 3, but right now I don't think it's that amazing. And I still play the mates at 4, so you know the odds of Persona Blasting when you are on this Vanguard is still high, but it's not our main ride target. It's still good though. And we play 4 of the heal guards, which is really amazing because it helps us stall out the game just in case your opponent does decide to minus themselves just to re-ride and stride and all that. It gives you a little safe buffer before you can set up your play sometimes, because it does have some RNG components in some cases. For the grade 2s, we're playing 4 of the Machining Mosquito MK2. This card is amazing. It lets you access multi-attacking in Megacolony. It's in the 11k when all of your opponent's rearguards are rested. And when it hits a Vanguard, you can stand one of your own rearguards and paralyze one of your opponent's rearguards. So some units superior call and rest, so you can stand those back rows back up. And in some cases, you know, if everything is ready to go, you can attack rearguard into rearguard, Vanguard into rearguard. Mosquito hits, stands the other rear column, so you can get 2 hits to the face. Very nice. And paralyze a back row or something. Machining Hornet MK2, the reason why we play this at 4 is generally because the mate needs to persona check. So you do want to increase the consistency of that RNG element. But otherwise, it's a nice 9k. Otherwise, when you're in Legion, which you might be later into the game, it does help you paralyze one of your opponent's rearguards. So that's handy. Paplio is a free one without needing the Legion restriction, but it basically does the same thing at a lower stat line. And we play 3 Machining Mantis, which says when placed, if your soul has machining, it gets +3. So it's a 12k beater by itself. Very, very nice, especially since when you superior call sometimes, it does give you extra power. So definitely something to recognize. As for the grade 1s, we're playing 4 of the Machining Hornet. It does the same thing as Mantis when you have Machining and Soul +3. So when you call this out behind the Vanguard or in another column, it could be a 10k beater or a 10k booster, which is really helpful, especially when you do have multi-attack options, so that having that 10k booster helping you hit numbers is very important. We play 2 Machining Mosquitoes. Too much, maybe it will be too much. Soul Charging 1, generally you're not using too much of the Soul because you only have the Soul Blast 2 with the Tarantula, or maybe Warsicle to Superior Call, giving you 1 more option. But before, you might have played like 3 or 4 because your Scorpion needs to Superior Call stuff from the Soul in order to extend your advantage state, your board state. But right now, it's not the main Vanguard, so I'm cutting this down to 2. It's good enough, and we can always Superior Call this back if it is your first ride when Superior Calling from the Soul. So it does what it needs to do. And we play 3 of the Machining Caucasus. This card's really great when this boosts Machining and hits a Vanguard, paralyze one of your opponent's rear guards. It makes sure that in the early game you have paralyzed options. So a lot of the options right now in terms of paralyzing is later into the game where you're in Legion state, or when you're on this Vanguard, which you know might not be your first ride. Honestly, I still like the Warsicle more because the Tarantula does have that RNG value. But yeah, I think the Caucasus is really nice to hold down your opponent's offensive, make them commit more maybe. But if they don't, then they can't scale up properly, and it really impacts the game plans for some decks out there. And we play 4 of the Paralyzed Madonna because this is the only PG that we have so far. And I can't wait for the Fighters Collection to actually get a countercharging PG, because those will be really helpful for us because we do need to Counterblast 1, Counterblast 2 quite often in this deck. Not as often as other decks, but the cost can add up really fast if your opponent does generate enough advantage to survive those 2 or 3 paralyzed turns. And lastly, one of the key pieces of the deck, Machining Little Bee. It does the job. Bees are precious, and Little Bee is even preciouser. Rigor Circle, put this into your soul to stand one of your rest machinings, draw a card, give it +3. So when you Superior Call through Warsicle, when you Superior Call in Rest, when you Superior Call with Scorpion maybe, what Little Bee does is it helps you make it so that it is something that you can actually use on that turn and gives you 1 draw. In addition, when you're playing against some hard matchups like Narukami or Kagero, which puts this in the drop zone, you can Soul Blast 2, put this back into the soul, and it's really helpful because sometimes you need that soul in the drop zone in order to Legion, and having this back in the soul that you can then use for other skills is definitely very nice. So there's actually surprisingly a lot of synergy with the deck. You know, I thought it was memes, and honestly, it's in good fun, you know. But I love the deck so much, and I've been having a good time on ladder for the last 2 legend ranks. So I hope to showcase this deck, because especially since I haven't yet on the channel. So let's go see how Paralyze does and KOUGEKI, the ranked metagame. So of course, there's a lot of events to prep for recently. Coming right around the corner is the Nova event, so be ready for that. But of course, if you haven't checked out my quick 1-minute tips on the Imaginary Tower, go check that out as well, because that will be helpful. But of course, if you want to pick up this deck and start bullying people, I hope you do as soon as possible, because gradually people will kind of figure things out, and it will be harder to get rid of these scrubs and punish them for reading, or for the lack of reading. So this is a beautiful matchup. Gear Chronicle, they're very reliant on Legioning. Striding. I'm still stuck in the past. But here we go. So Tarantula, it's fine. Not my ideal first ride target, honestly. The Mosquito is alright as well. The Mantis is great. Caucasus, I don't mind keeping the soul because I can superior call later. The Tarantula, honestly, I do really like it as my first ride target, simply because it does something when you ride, and then you could choose to stride if you're not at LB4 yet. I still think it's great. The Legion, generally, I do like it going into it later into the game, simply because it's more consistent. You know, the odds of hitting the persona is higher, and you know, I do like myself some consistency, honestly. So we do have 2 copies. So Warsicle, not Tarantula. So I can ride Warsicle plus, and then I can discard 1 to stride if I'm not at 4 damage yet. And honestly, a lot of these decks that, you know, require LB4 or require setups through break rides, even though they don't have stride support yet, being able to stride vanilla is still really good, because it means you're ditching an otherwise dead card most of the time at grade 3 into an extra draw. You're trading 1 for 1, but you're also getting a higher base and an extra extra drive check. So I think overall it's still really good. Just because your clan didn't get specific support doesn't mean it's bad, and don't underestimate them. So here we go. I'm gonna ride the Mantis. It's gonna get the +3, but not that it really matters. Unfortunately, the Papillon is AK, but I don't actually mind calling it just for the intercept and the paralyzing of the booster. So I'm just gonna swing, heal trigger. So they healed, we're healing, but unfortunately the AK base isn't gonna help us out. But it's okay. What this means is if our opponent does choose to commit 3 columns, they will need to call out 1 more booster in order to make that 3rd attack swing. Unless, you know, oh, they're skipping raids, you know. Why make life so easy for me? Oh, losing that Chronojet. Spicy. Look at that. Well, they're not committing that 3rd column, but that's okay. I don't really know why they need to call the grade 1. Well, let's Warsicle. So Warsicle skill on place. I get to call 2. Let's see where I want to do that. Okay, I want to do. Do I want to stride? Yeah, I can stride. So yeah, I'm gonna stride. I'm gonna stand the bugger for that 1 draw as well. Get that multi-attack play in. Haul this out for the 10k boost. So now we can hit these beautiful numbers. Oh my, wait, what? If all your opponent's regards are rest, oh, misplay. Well, reading is hard, remember? Reading is hard. They outplayed us with that grade 1. But we good. Let's just pretend that didn't happen. We're still ahead in damage, we're ahead in card advantage. And will they ride? That's the question. What are they waiting for? They're not going to ride. So they do have a grade 3, but they're not riding. Super questionable. But they do whatever they want to do, you know. Not gonna force them to play well. All right, committing 3 columns. They do have the booster, so they can properly hit those numbers. They do have 14 and then 16. But if we do see a defensive, then it's a big feels bad moment. But no, we did hit that PG instead. But we do have 2 PGs in our hand, so I'm pretty comfy. We do have that machining, but nothing much. We do get that multi-attack option this turn, and I can still stride, right? So let us stride. Why do I stride the 16k? Honestly, it doesn't really matter because I don't see myself striding more than 4 times. But at least the extra 10k can actually do something, maybe down the line. But right now, because my Vanguard is going to swing rearguard, the extra 10k skill will not proc at all. So it doesn't really matter to me. That's the reason why. So yeah, so this way we paralyze both the back rows and essentially force your opponent. Ooh, that heal is beautiful. It's exactly what we're looking for. Another heal, a bit overkill. But that's the beauty of triple drag, right? We, you know, decks like this, which might need to see the triggers in order to generate advantage. That hole is patched up now. We stand this, paralyze this, and then paralyze that, and we're swinging. Oh, that Chronojet, that's so painful to see. That's so painful to see. And you know, a lot of people are playing Gun Gear Draco Kid, and I recognize that it's a solid pick. Resist is really good. The pseudo resist, but look what happens when you miss the chance of getting the Chronojet. I would personally still just ride whatever and start striding and start doing stuff with Fate Rider and all. But having that 4K grade 3 searcher, especially when you're playing like a 7, 8, 9 grade 3 build, still very good. Still very good. So that's just all I have to say. Look at that crit going to waste. They're not committing the hand. It's probably going to be a mix of heals and PGs, and we can definitely play around them. I am considering legioning. Because we do have quite a few heals and draws in the drop zone. But I think striding one more turn here is fine. And ditching the grade 3s means that I do have an extra chance of shuffling those back into the deck, acting as a trigger and a persona check target. So let me call some stuff out. Card here, 17, doesn't really matter. I don't want to deck out though. It's mostly grade 1s and grade 2s, that's fine. Alright, well that's unfortunate, but let's swing. Checking for the heals. I am going to swing. They still have heals, so just in case they check a heal, I still want to hit over them. Oh, we hit the heal. Pump it all to Vanguard. Right now, it's actually important because we don't play any stands, and the extra power could help us hit over the heal guard numbers. Only if we hit 3 triggers back to back in this case, but no, nonetheless. So they do have the Chronojet, but you know that Chronos command timing is a bit weird because they won't commit that extra hit to the face. But can't even stride this turn. Okay, I think it's GG. You know. I think it's GG. Lets them get that one draw, hit the number, but they're a bit too far from that 5th damage to the 6th damage. Alright. I'm not gonna even Legion. I'm just gonna paralyze. Yeah, I'm gonna call this over though. 16. That's a heal guard. Is that the last one? Yeah, that's the last one. And that's it. So simple. See, you don't need to win. All you need is your opponent to lose. Sounds a bit mean, but that's how the game works, right? Who needs to play well when your opponent plays worse? So nice VP reward. Let's do that again. Hopefully we get those 10 packs because I really do need those. I'm just playing with half-ass decks, even though I did spend like 10k, more than 10k, probably like 11 or 12k gems and 30, 40-ish packs already. These packs, these sets are hard to go through. But yeah, Cyrus here is very anti-VP farming. Well, I hope they're having a good time with the lack of gems and packs. And maybe they're a VP farmer themselves, so who knows? Yeah, alright, let's see what they got. Would be interesting, maybe it's Magnolia? Because I haven't really seen a lot of Great Nature these days. It is Magnolia. Now the question is, are they a VP farmer? Because that would be really hilarious if they are a VP farmer themselves. I don't know the logistics of playing like overdressed decks as VP farmers, but it's not the first time I've seen these. So I'm gonna ride the Machining Mosquito. Honestly, this is one of my first ride targets, simply because if it's in the soul, I can reuse it, and they give me more options down the line. The little bee, I do like putting it in the corner. But again, in some matchups, like against like Kagero, where they do have the Neoflame, put it behind your Vanguard to make sure your little bee is safe and sound, protected behind your Vanguard, of course. But grade 2 ride targets, you know, the machining, the 12k is pretty good. Other than that, as long as it's not the mate you do want to just have it in the drop zone so you can shuffle it back to the deck. But ideally it's 12k. Maybe Papio if you set up the little B behind your Vanguard. But the restander, the multi-attack enabler, and the paralyzes. This is too good to leave in the soul. You need it. You need it. I'm just gonna call out. I'm just gonna. Well, I don't have a grade 3. I'm gonna call this, and we're just gonna swing twice. So far they haven't done anything yet. I'm really kind of confident that it's a VP farmer, but you never know until they have a turn with that intercept setup. So, Panda. Well, these actions are actually manual, right? So yeah, I guess it is a player. Unfortunate that they top deck the heal trigger though. That feels bad, but what can you do? That's just how the game is sometimes. And Magnolia is an interesting pick, but yeah, we're gonna cripple them. Oh, that would have been a good name. We're gonna cripple them by not giving them any Vanguard swings because their skills do require at the end of the battle. So that will probably feel good. That will probably feel good. So they are gonna get that extra swing, and a swing for 12 and then 20. Oh, we did get the grade 3 though. That's good. That's good. Now the question is, do we have the drop zone? And we can actually set that up because we do have the Vanguard skill to paralyze, and we can -1, I guess, manually. Do we want a Legion though? That's the question. I think maybe we could wait for next turn. Honestly, we could wait for next turn. But I do like the idea of paralyzing that at grade 2 especially. Let me do the numbers. Real quick. I might want to keep the multi-attacker. Yeah, might want to keep the multi-attacker. So we're gonna bank on the trigger. We haven't seen one in a while now. So let's see if we can hit one. Nice, we did. And let's hope they don't see one. And even if we failed, we do have that backup with the 2 heals and 2 PGs. It's just our hand's a bit clogged up. I don't want to commit too much before I can make the best use of them. So that's just how it is. Of course, the later you Legion, the more likely you have more heals in the drop zone based on how the guardian mechanic works. So that's a nice touch. They did get the Persona ride, which gives them plus 5k in a draw, which really isn't too big of a deal. And it's comfy. We paralyzed the back row, which works against Magnolia's playstyle. So that's beautiful. Another good matchup. Easy game, easy clap. And they're not committing multiple intercepts, which means that we just get more hits to the face. And face is the place that I like. So, alright, they're gonna swing. They're gonna get that multi-attack, give that power to the silver wolf in the back. Hit those 11k numbers. Ooh, right. The other ones get them too because of the persona. But the question is, can they hit the numbers? And I don't think they can attack back row, right? So 11 and the 17. Honestly, I would have swinged 11 first to see if I would see a defensive. And if I did, I would swing 28 to the Vanguard. But that's just a small play. I would have changed up. But I think overall it's okay. Overall, I think it's okay. So I think this is a Legion turn. So it's a Legion. Put the mate back. Put some other grade 2s back in. And the Legion does require some RNG, so bear with me. And let's just pray to RNGs. We're gonna call this out. 10k booster. Swing. Swing. Now the rearguard hits 11. Restance for 21. And we're gonna paralyze the grade 2. And we can swing. Heal trigger, very nice. Power to the rearguard here to hit 26, maybe 31, which means we can hit over that heal guard. But that's it. Wow. Well, well, well. No heal. Well, did we even paralyze once? See, that's the problem. We didn't even paralyze once. Should we go again? Let's go again. This deck, you know, honestly, on ladder right now, I feel like a lot of people are still figuring out the G format. And the thing is, everyone's so tunnel visioned into gears, into the cross, into alt mile even, that people don't recognize that there is some spice. If you look at the tournament results from the recent JP circuit, we have Grand Blue topping, we have Grand Blue topping, we have new Nectars topping with Musketeer stuff, not just new stuff. We have Genesis topping. There's a lot of stuff you can still play around with, especially since Global got some of the buffs. Not all the buffs yet, but some of the buffs that make some clans really spicy. So I really encourage you, you know, some people I know are already hating on the cross and brawler, you know, fuck brawlers, but I really highly encourage you to play around. Not all clans have strat support yet, but that doesn't mean they're out of the game, and some clans can take advantage of the metagame much more than others. You know, the leaders got hurt a lot, but maybe it's Megacolony's time to shine. So, not going to use the Conroe, getting ready for a the end play maybe, because they cannot Legion on the first grade 3 turn. But that's okay with me. You know, we have a 12k beater in Mantis. The other 12k can only be 12k on the Graveyard Circle, so that's a small difference. And I am considering paralyzing that that Conroe. Yeah, let's do that. So swing. No trigger. No defensive. And we're gonna swing for 2. You know, I'm gonna give it to them. I'm gonna protect the Lilby because I do really love the Lilby. It's my homie, right? So not committing something in the front row means Neoflame can't touch it. Not a lot of decks play the CB2 retires these days. Oh well, speak of the CB2 retire. They would be smart to kill that Lilby. There you go. Well played. Well played. And it's good. I mean, you know, they're playing good. They're playing good. If they do commit a booster behind the cross, I would love them even better, you know. But here, there's a bit of RNG if we see a defensive, which hopefully we do. Please? No. Pretty bad. And they see the draws. They're seeing a lot of triggers. And we only saw 2, and they're both in hand, so not that good. Oh, the mate's in the drop zone, in the damage zone. That's not great. Okay, Warsicle. Let's Superior call these 2, I guess. What do we call them? Do we try? Probably not. Let's see. Calling this out. Not in a very good spot, honestly. Not in a very good spot. But we can manage. I think we can manage. You know, the mains going to the damage is just really painful. Not seeing any triggers in general is really painful. But this is not what we were looking for. And the heal. Yeah. Still hitting those numbers. Here we go. So yeah, being able to hit like 10k numbers by itself and being able to be a 10k booster is very nice. Just recognize that generally speaking, if you are going to be playing a Mantis or a Hornet, you know, the one with the boost, I prefer putting in the front row because you do have multi-attack options in Mosquito that you want to make best use of that extra 3k to hit numbers. And that's just how it is. Don't boost recklessly because you have that multi-attack option. Just be mindful. They're going to get the end. They're going to plus a lot. You know, the good thing is that we can go paralyze the Vanguard. But the bad thing in this matchup is that the cross is built around rewriting the cross and spamming that Legion play. So I hope this is a great showcase of that. But they did show 2 Broms, which is a centerpiece of that play. So hopefully they don't have another one. But yeah, this way they're gonna clear up our front rows, 9 into 7, 12 into 11, and then 22 to our face. Let's see if we see a defensive. We see a draw. That's great. Mosquito. All right, third Grom. 3 Groms at the bottom, but the heal is so painful. That does not make me happy. That does not make me happy. What can we do? Do we Legion? I think we're just gonna stay. Do have that paralyze. We're just gonna stay. Please don't. Oh no, the heal. Please don't switch for something good. Was what I was about to say, and I couldn't finish my sentence before tragedy struck. We're gonna swing. We're gonna paralyze. Force them to reride, I guess. And let's hopefully see something. Nothing. So yeah, 3 grounds in the drop zone, in the damage zone, but they already have the healed, and they do have 2 open countermass, so they can just go back into the end. They cross and just do the end shenanigans again. So good on them. Berserk. Use the countermass too, please. Please, please, please. No. The last Grom, the 4th Grom. And yeah, now they can reset their play, recycling those the ends and the crosses, which makes me unhappy. That is okay. It's okay. So this is just how it is. They're just gonna get the end, and hopefully they can't reset twice, because that would put us in quite the pinch. All right, they're gonna get the end. They have 4 cards. Swing Rigger. Another heal, but luckily at least it won't proc, but this is getting kind of annoying. Another Grom, that's pretty funny, honestly. And let's see what they do. Discarding the end they got. Draw 2. The end, it's a staple for sure. It's always there, and I'm glad that they still kept that that part where if you draw the leader you get the mate, because after all the end is a very great triple rare. You know, if you didn't have it yet, I think this is a great chance to have them, to get them. All right, no. But will they whiteboard? They can't. They don't have another to cross. So now I'm tempted to Legion, but if I do, I don't have the numbers to actually to push. So I might actually just stay on a Warsicle. And honestly, this should be in front because I'd rather recycle that. Now they did add the PG to their hand, so that's something to remember. They did see that defensive. Now let's hopefully see a draw trigger. Oh, heal's pretty good too. Heal's pretty good too. As long as we hit past, it's all I want. That's a heal guard. So that's all 4 heals. If they don't have the Legion, then it's over. And 1, 2. They should have another one in the deck. They're discarding the end. What are they doing? Going into the Gray. Oh, the Gray as a one of. Well played. So yeah, I think that's game for us. Unfortunately, none of the games we could really showcase paralyzing the Vanguard to punishing Stride. But Kagero is a beast. Kagero is a beast. Oh, draw trigger PG. Oh no. Oh, the Great doesn't get the +5s. Oh, if they don't see a trigger here, we could still make it. Oh, that's it. They're not discarding. Oh my god. What do we do? Legion? We Legion, right? We Legion. We paralyze. We swing. We hope to see the heals. Alright. That's the play. We don't have counterblast for the paralyze. I wish we did. We could discard to Stride. But the Legion for the heals, too good to pass out on. Too good to pass out on. No Stride. Wait, what do I have in my soul? Let me check my soul. Soul's pretty good though. Let's activate skill. Paralyze this. Let's paralyze that other back row as well. And the Legion. The heal's back and the oh, there's no mate. Well, the draw, I guess. So hopefully we see a heal that extends our lifeline, and if we could, maybe the persona. The odds are low, but it's there. Let's do it. Let's do it. No, it's like 1, 2 left, 2 copies left. I'm gonna swing Vanguard first because we do know that they have a PG, so we are going to swing to force that PG out. Yep, and then another PG. It's fine. Unfortunately, we missed the Persona blast, the Persona drive check. The odds were really low, but we did see that heal that we desperately shuffled back. So we paralyzed that column. Let's see what we can do. They're gonna recall that Grom over. This is ridiculous. I can't believe we're actually making it. We're actually making it. This is crazy. That one. Yeah. What you gonna do? All right. I'm gonna call over this, and this is it. Oh no, we don't have a soul. Oh, I should have called it over there. Do we call? Do we call? Yeah, we gotta go for it. We gotta go for it. Come on! Yeah, let's go. That's a tight match. That's a tight match. There we go. No paralyzed. I mean, we did paralyze, and it did hurt our opponent, but we didn't paralyze to punish Stride. I guess all of the opponents did play around it, but even then, we still clutched and ate Kagero for breakfast. Well, nearly escaped us, but that's how it is, and we ranked up. That's exactly what we were looking for. Just one more until I get my second Chronojet. So hopefully we can get that going. And that's that. So, you know, thank you so much for watching. Appreciate Kamui for being a member of the channel and supporting us, supporting me to maintaining this hobby and getting content out there for you guys. Of course, thank you for watching, liking, and subscribing if you haven't already. But I really wanted to make this video because I want to really mention that if you really do enjoy playing a clan, there are ways to make it happen. You know, I really like Megacolony, and I really wanted to make it work in Legion, but it didn't really work for me back then. But right now, you know, after testing and playing around with it, there's a lot of potential. Definitely, I can't say it's like tier 1, but it's definitely viable. And as you can see, it might be a struggle and it might be an uphill battle, but that's the fun, right? So challenge yourself, try different things, give it a go, and most importantly, enjoy the game, because that's what games are for after all. So thank you so much for watching again. Hope you all stick around for our next few videos. I'm still working on something that I'm really looking forward to watching myself, and can't wait for you to watch too. So I'll see you all soon. Have a great day. Bye.